This is Gator's quick take. Quick take, quick take, quick take, quick take, quick take, quick take. Sea of Thieves is misunderstood. Let me explain. In today's gaming environment, where games like Fortnite and PUBG are absolutely dominating on social media, streaming platforms, it's just killing it. A game like Sea of Thieves is going to have a hard time with those audiences because those games have a certain pace and intensity to them. Where Sea of Thieves lacks in that regards, it shines in areas that those games struggle in. Let me expand. The worrisome thing right now is this game is being called a failure, and this game lacks content. That phrase, lacks content, has been echoed 1,000 times across big gaming news outlets, social media personalities, and I absolutely think that at this point it's just echoing mob mentality.
No, there's no justice like angry mob justice.
Rare did something crazy with Sea of Thieves. They made an unconventional, non-traditional, mainstream cooperative game. Sea of Thieves doesn't have a traditional leveling mechanic. It doesn't have a traditional quest system. It doesn't have a guild or clan function. It doesn't have a built-in map that marks your objectives and handholds you to your tasks. I mean, granted, it does indeed have maps, but they're not the hand-holding kind. Now think about that for a second. When's the last time you've played a game made for a multiplayer and for cooperative experiences that doesn't do any of those things? Now, if you're my age, I can remember games that are like that, and I love them. But they're not made anymore. Well, except for Sea of Thieves. Rare took an extreme risk with this game. They decided that the naked experience of meeting people and interacting with them would be the star of the game. Now, because of that, it creates an impression of a lack of content for people who are used to a lot of full clothed effects, so to speak, in this analogy. The content is you. The content is meeting people. The content is forging alliances. The content is being a pirate and plundering someone. The content is primarily playing with other people or interacting with them in a pretend pirate world. To the contrary, Sea of Thieves has a huge amount of content built into a dynamic playground for people who are ready to experience it. Now, if you're listening to me right now, you're probably thinking, what the hell is this guy talking about? I just read this article, watched this YouTuber, or read that article, watched this other YouTuber, and they all say the same thing, this game is shit. Well, let me provide some proof that I do have some semblance of an idea of what I'm talking about. There is an absolute disconnect between those negative takes that we're hearing and what this game is really about. If you log into this game, it's immediately obvious there's a discourse. Now, one of the more fair criticisms this game gets is that, what if you're a solo player? And so I decided to test that very thing out today. I jumped in on the Xbox, and I jumped in and did a solo experience by myself with a swoop. And about 20 minutes in, after collecting a treasure chest and some chickens I was working on in the quest, and I was down below on my ship, and I hear a crash, and another ship crashed into me, another solo player. And immediately he goes, oh, hey, I'm sorry, I promise it wasn't on purpose. And I'm like, at this point we're kind of laughing, and I'm like, it's cool. And he's rushing to patch up his ship, I'm rushing to patch up mine. And he's completely successful. He patches his ship up right away. But I'm floundering. I'm struggling. And at that moment, something magical happens. What are the odds of this big ocean that we slam into each other? This guy jumps off his ship onto mine and helps me save my ship. And that's it. That's what I'm talking about, folks. This guy didn't robber me, didn't plunder me. He actually ended up giving me a skull for a turn-in because he felt like it was his fault that he rammed into me. But that's the magic that this game has. And that's pretty rare in this current gaming landscape of Fortnites and headshots and snipering, and I gotta be the best and win out. I gotta be the number 1 out of 100 attitude in games. Now, Sea of Thieves is a game that isn't going to be for everyone. There are some people who are going to play it and they're going to hate it. They're going to get bored real quick. We'll go back to Fortnite then.
Get right here, man. Shit, I'm saying. Got Inibu.
The one thing I've noticed about people who enjoy this game is that it doesn't have the same type of environment that I've noticed in other games. For example, when I've played the Call of Duties, I've played PUBG, I've played Destiny, I've forged some nice relationships in those, and I've had some nice, fun gaming moments. But they're not the same type of moments that you can get and find in Sea of Thieves. There's a much greater and different attitude of the type of people who play this type of game. It's a much friendlier environment. And it's an environment that's filled with people who are enjoying a game for what it is and not for what it should be. That's why I think Sea of Thieves is so misunderstood. This is Gator, and thanks for watching this quick take.